Hello students, this is my session for Introduction to Java for children, those who are going to start this for the first time. So let me tell you something about Java today. Java is a choice for internet and intranet applications. And in our syllabus, we are going to run Java on Bluej environment. Now, what is Bluej environment? It is a window-based environment. It's just an environment. It's not a language where you're going to run your Java programs. Now, before we start anything, I want to make you understand one line, that Java is both programming language and a platform. Now, I want you to clarify this word, what is platform? Now, what is platform is generally, it is a combination of hardware and software. For example, operating system, Windows 10. Then we have Windows 10 on DEC, alphas, or Mac OS. All the operating systems, they are known as platforms. And if I talk about a language can be any language which makes us understand certain things. For example, if I talk about which language you know, so you will talk about, we know Hindi, we know English, we know Punjabi, and same ways we also know Java language. Now, if I say what do you do with a language is, you write something with it, which is understandable by you. Let's say I am talking about history. If I'm reading a history book or writing a history book, I should know certain language, and that language is English language. Same ways, if I want to write any program or I want to develop any application or a software for computers, I should know one language. So in our syllabus, we are going to learn Java language, right? So what was the original name of Java? That was Oak, and it was developed by James Gosling. Only this information you need to understand, that it was developed by James Gosling, and this is originally known as Oak. And which is the latest released version of Java, that is Java SE 8 and Java SE 9. So if I talk about the word here, version means every new edition, updation. Like if I talk about my books, the books which I used in 2018, again I'm going to use in 2019 will be a revised version. Same way, revised version is that there are some changes in it. Same way, if I talk about Java, Java must be with some revised features in the new version. So the latest which is going on right now is Java SE 8 and Java SE 9. So this is your knowledge about Java right now. Just understand, you need to learn what is the original name, that is Oak, who developed it, James Gosling, and you can just understand the term, what is the version of Java latest which is going on. Now, before we start anything, you need to understand certain terminology. Let's say I'm going to talk about source code, and I'm going to talk about object code. Now, if I talk about source code is the code or the program which is written by the programmer, and then it has to be changed into object code. Object code is the machine language. Source code is the program written by the programmer. So till now we know that there are two things. One is source code and the other is object code. In the source code, programs which the user write is understandable only by the user or the one who can read English and understand the coding. And object code is the code which is in machine language. That means it is 0101 coding, something like this, because machine language understands binary code. Okay, so there should be something to change this English written code to object code, so that the machine can understand. So there are two terms here. We have here interpreter and the other word is compiler. What is the purpose of interpreter? If you are using interpreter to change the source code into object code, then interpreter is going to do it line by line. And if I'm using compiler, it is going to do all together, all the lines together, changing to the source to the object code. Now this object code is different. It is different for different machines and operating system. Right. So this is what we understand by compilation process. So this is known as compilation process. If I write here, I can write here, this is compilation process. Because we are going to do some programming, so you need to understand these terms very nicely, that what is compiler and what is interpreter. Though we don't get much of the questions on this, but this is to be understood by you so that you can understand the working of the language. Then now, if these terms are clear, so I will explain you now that what are we going to do in ordinary compilation process. Okay. Now suppose I have here a source program. Okay, this is my source program, and this source program need to be used for Mac computer. It has to be used for Windows-based computers, and it has to be used by Unix. These are all different type of operating system. Okay, so if I am writing a source program and I want to use it on Mac, then there is going to be object code for Mac. If I'm going to use it on Windows, there's going to be machine code for Windows. And if I'm going to use Unix, there's going to be machine code, or we can say object code for Unix. And separately, these codes will be used on Mac computer, Windows-based computers, and Unix. Okay, so what you realize here is that there was one program written for Mac, written for Windows, and written for Unix. Okay, and that one program had different object code or machine code for Mac, different machine code for Windows, and different machine code for Unix. And this is also known as, this machine code is also known as executable code, which is meant for corresponding computer on which it has been created. So this was ordinary compilation process. And then we come across with the Java compilation process. Now what is Java compilation process?